Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of Last Epoch with pre-patch hype week day 6 and the final post before we get 091 Rising Flames on May 25th. And I gotta say, this is gonna be a little bit of a mixed bag. There's already some stuff swirling in the background. Some people are happy, some people are pretty upset, and we're gonna get to that in 1 second. Quick little plug at the beginning of the video. This coming Thursday, May 25th, I'm going to be streaming Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And we're going to be giving away Last Epoch copies. We're going to be giving away merch. It's going to be a really fun stream session. And of course, checking out everything for Rising Flames. But more importantly, we're going to be starting another action RPG race. And here we always do treasure hunts. So basically the idea is like the first person to find the new item and turn it into this legendary or something along those lines. If you want to be in the second action RPG treasure hunt race, first link in the description is the Discord. All you got to do is join the Discord, go to the Last Epoch group and sign up. It literally only takes a few seconds, but you do have to sign up before it goes live on Thursday. Okay. And I'm going to make a separate video on it as well. Just a little plug at the beginning of this one. All right. Final blog post. Here is what's going on. On Saturday, EHG for their 5th Hype Week post said that get ready because the final post is coming on Monday and it's the biggest and it's the most exciting and don't miss it. And then you come to see it as a chapter 1 rework. And there's some other things in here as well. We're going to talk about servers, we're going to talk about towns, and we're going to be talking about chapter 1. But someone like you, someone like me, what you really get excited about in an action RPG would be like new skills or new uniques or a breakdown of Weaver's Will and all the items we're going to be getting. Maybe an update to the monolith, maybe a new dungeon, update to sets, whatever it could be. You're looking for that end game grind, something new to do. And then when you come and find, oh, it's a chapter 1 rework, like that's not exciting. Well, it doesn't excite me. Like, who cares? I'm going to run through it in the first 15 minutes. Like it's no big deal. But I want to explain and look at it from the standpoint of 11th hour games. They are competing and their number one kind of gripe is that, oh, it's built on Unity. The game looks old. How can they compete with D4? How can they compete with PoE2? How can they compete with all these AAA action RPGs coming out in the future? The game looks boring. The game doesn't hook me in. The game looks dated. And that is what they are trying to overhaul. They want a complete, shouldn't say complete, they want to up the standard of visuals inside of Last Epoch, so it is at bare minimum at standard in the industry. And this is the type of work they are doing in the background to get that standard up. On top of that, they are reworking a lot of the lore in the game, so it makes sense. So the people that love visuals, the people that love lore, the people that understanding the story, this is going to be something you really enjoy. And the person that doesn't care about that and only cares about endgame, they're pretty upset. So that being said, let's check out this final post. Chapter 1 rework. Welcome, travelers, to the final day of pre-patch blog post hype week. One of our biggest goals closing in on 1.0 launch for Last Epoch is getting existing content up to our latest standards. These improvements have been coming in across the board: models, animations, VFX, and UI updates. Over the years, we've been adding additional chapters to Last Epoch, and with the constant pushing of our standards for the campaign, our oldest chapters needed to be brought up in quality. With Rising Flames, we are pushing those standards even further with a complete overhaul of Chapter 1. Now, a lot of this other Chapter 1 post, okay, reimagining and Rhea's Warpath and all of this evolving design, a lot of this actually gives away, it's actually some spoilers to what you're going to be doing in Chapter 1 and the evolving story. So I don't actually want to read it out loud, but this will be the second link in the description if you want to go read it for yourself, but we will at least take a look at the images. Okay. And obviously from an, image standpoint, it looks as good as anything that they have ever put into the game. The fortress gardens, see the trees and the vibrant colors, and you'll see the warpath. Ooh, look at this, the fire. You got the meteors dropping, and this is the area that we saw for the new Reaper form. Evolving design. The newly redesigned Chapter 1 pushes our design standards even further with improved lighting, shaders, textures, assets, and more. Using these new technologies and tools, we continue to enhance Last Epoch visual design to be more distinct and beautiful. Before the void corrupted everything, the world was full of vibrant colors and stretching vistas. With Rising Flames, we are bringing that vision to life. We'd like to share a few screenshots of just a few of the new areas you'll encounter in 091. So here are some of the new areas. Ooh. Ah. Whoa. Applying lessons. While the addition of new Chapter 1 was a big focus for this patch, we plan to apply lessons we learned and tools we developed to other scenes, both old and new, in up-and-coming patches. Here are some examples of the updated scenes that will be included in this patch. Ooh. One of our main goals for the existing scenes is to improve the overall quality of assets and lighting. Additionally, we aim to increase the readiness or readability. We aim to increase the readability. Additionally, we aim to increase the readability of character models and monsters by reducing the complexity of the ground textures. By applying these new systems even to existing scenes, we continue to provide more distinct visual identities between the different eras. Lots and lots of different pictures. Okay. That is Chapter 1. And again, I left out 3 or 4 paragraphs talking about how the lore and what it's going to do. But basically, it's going to teach you about why you're starting your journey in a nutshell. Towns. So this is why we didn't get the towns post earlier in the week, because they added it to this post. Beta patch 091 will also introduce our first iteration of towns, starting with the first town in Chapter 1, Keeper's Camp. Towns are non-combat social spaces found throughout the campaign, including the End of Time. Towns feature major amenities such as stash access and a vendor allowing you to take care of your out-of-combat needs. You'll see, look, there's lots of people in town. You see them on the mini-map here. Upon entering a town, you'll be able to see other travelers making their way throughout Atera, be able to meet and form parties with strangers, then continue on your journey with renewed force in allies. There's also dedicated town chat channels allowing you to connect with other users in the area, or perhaps even just hang out. Now, on this picture right here, they put a little note saying that you could see all these little icons on the mini-map of other players. It's only going to show people in your party for the final version. So that's not what it's actually going to look like. The first iteration of towns is mainly technical in nature, making the server process for being placed on the server with non-party members leaving the areas to be assigned different servers and all that good back-end stuff. In future patches, we'll be continuing to expand towns' functionality with more to do in towns and empower the social aspects offered with a physical connection to other travelers. So really, towns, they're just testing it and making sure everything works. Nothing super special here. Now, last but not least, and they kind of snuck this in right at the end, server selection. While somewhat unrelated to towns and perhaps a little off topic for the Chapter 1 rework, we felt this note still demands higher attention than being relegated to just patch notes. While we continue to work on improving automatic server selection and server performance, we've heard your request for the ability to manually select a server region to connect to. Even with perfect automatic selection, there are many good arguments made for being able to manually select a server region, such as us wanting a middle ground for players with friends in distant regions. As such, we are happy to say that with Beta Patch 091 Rising Flames, you will now have the ability to manually select your server. This, they should have led with this one, because it does suck not being able to manually select your server, especially with playing people all over the world. This, I mean, I might be most excited about this out of the entire post, probably because I stream and I am always playing with people. Best foot forward with patch 091, Last Epoch has taken a significant leap forward in terms of visual design standards. The new patch bringing about numerous improvements, resulting in environments that are more striking, memorable, and immersive than ever before. From the stunning vistas to the vibrant gardens, everything feels more vivid and alive than ever before. We're excited to see everyone get their hands on this brand new experience in just a few days, and we'll see you all again tomorrow for patch notes for Beta 091 Rising Flames. So that is the update. And again, most comment, I'm going to say 50-50. I'm going to go as far as saying 50-50. I mean, now I don't want to look at them. Some of them are like, oh, cool. Oh, some of them are like, oh, lore. Some of them are like, man, that looks so good. I like that we're upping the quality. And some of them are like, great, I get a new experience for the first 5 minutes of the game. You know, I want end game. This is an action RPG. So I understand both sides of the coin. And I really do hope that you're talking chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. I hope they do this to actually the entire campaign and into the monolith progression, because a lot of those maps we see in the monolith are also from the campaign. So in doing so, it's also going to improve the visuals there. But overall, like a fresh coat of paint for the entire game, I think would be good. So I don't know if there's any other surprises. Everything that I did know has now been announced. What I am waiting for is I want to see these new uniques that are dropping. I want to see all the new uniques, and I want to see all the Weaver's Will. I'm sure at some point they'll just be data mined or something like that. Actually, I don't know. They might already be posted. So that's the post. 2 asks at the end of the video. Ask number 1. I'm hoping today is the day I have earned your subscription. Hoping today is the day you make the decision to push that little red button. I would really appreciate it, but only if you think I deserve it. Ask number 2, check out my Patreon. Thank you to the first 72 members that have signed up. Become an instant ARPG VIP and get Patreon exclusive content at the first link in the description. Now, I get asked all the time, what is the best way to support? Likes, shares, views, comments, all of that interaction helps so much, and I need all of it. But if you want to take it one step further, Patreon really is the best way. It's also a way that I can give back to the community. So I've got an Air in Action RPG VIP YouTube channel where Patreon exclusive content, you get access to the bonus hour of the podcast. You get into the VIP lounge in the Discord, you get a special title, we get a chance to win custom merch. There's just so much when it comes to Patreon. It is the best way. So that's all I've got. Hopefully you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron, out.